Okay, Sony A7S III, Sigma 24-70 Art. You're watching this video for a reason, aren't you? Well, good thing is, I have a reason for you. And instead of me just being awkward with you right now, I'm just gonna get right into it. And that is accessories for your Sony A7S III. This is an absolute must-have. It's probably the most underrated piece of accessory that you can get for your camera, and that is a camera cage. And this is not some ordinary camera cage. You know, I've had tilted camera cages, SmallRig camera cages. I've had a lot to try out, and I'll tell you right now that SmallRig does make some of the best camera cages. But we're not only gonna just talk about SmallRig and their accessories and stuff like that, but I have other accessories that are an absolute must for you if you're shooting a lot of handheld stuff and run and gun stuff. So first off, camera cage for the Sony A7S III. Why do you need it? Well, you get a ton of different attachments and 1/4-20-inch ports. You also get another cold shoe mount, allowing you to attach microphones and other accessories. And on top of that, you get a little bit more protection for your camera. I know it's not gonna protect the whole thing, but it's definitely gonna create that extra armor, that extra frame around your camera. And if you do a lot of travel photography or videography with your Sony cameras, then a camera cage should be one of the first things that you buy after you get your camera. It just gives you a lot of that versatility, even a lot of that protection that a lot of us need, and it just looks damn cool on your camera. And when I pick it up with just the camera cage itself, it feels slick, it feels great. And at times, it feels like it enhances my grip over my camera. On top of that, they have different attachments, such as this wooden handle here. And this wooden handle here, I believe it's made out of oak. It just adds that extra quality, that extra grip. And I've been using this handle on my camera cage on a lot of my shoots with Chef Rush. And he is one of my current clients. He's an unbelievable chef. He also has 24-inch biceps, but we'll get into that in another video. But definitely check out his channel because we work a lot together, and a lot of his new videos that are coming, I shot with this current setup, and of course with a Sigma 24-70. Next up, we have the HDMI clamp, and this is so freaking important. You have no idea. How many times have you tripped over an HDMI cable and you just broken the internals of your camera? That's happened to me. And the HDMI clamp clamps down onto your HDMI cable, so even if you do tug on it, it's not gonna break the internals of your camera. So that's a great thing to have. It's that extra layer of protection if you have this camera cage, so definitely a must. The camera itself does come with its own version of an HDMI clamp, but it's not strong enough. You want something that can really grip onto that HDMI cable, and that's what the SmallRig clamp does. Next up, let's talk about a dual ball head mount. A dual ball head mount will screw on directly onto your camera cage, and it will allow you to mount any piece of accessory that you want, such as the light, microphone. On top of that, it will allow you to angle it in any way you want. So in this case, I'm using an RGB light from Bowling. By the way, I reviewed this light. Highly recommend that you get one because it's so powerful, versatile, RGB, and it lasts a long time. It has a built-in battery. I did a full review on this light, so make sure you check it out right here. But it also has a built-in hinge, which allows you to go from horizontal to vertical mode, and it's just the ultimate light. You want to have this thing in your arsenal. Now let's move on to sound. We have multiple different options. Currently, I've been using the Deity VMic D3 Pro. These names are getting really ridiculous if you ask me, but besides the point, it's an excellent sounding mic. It's a super cardioid, so it eliminates outside and ambient obstructive noise, and it really just directs the sound coming from one direction, and that's exactly what you want. Now with this current rig that I have set up, it might be too much to put on your camera, which is why I also use a smaller wireless mic from Cinco. I actually just reviewed this microphone, and I mentioned in that video where I reviewed this thing, by the way, check it out right up here. This is extremely small, very, very cheap, under 100 bucks. Is it the best microphone around that is for that price? I would say yes, it is, but I will be reviewing a ton more wireless microphones that are actually double the price of this, so stay tuned for that. So if your budget allows for it, wait for those videos to come out with those higher end microphones, and we're gonna talk about that too. But you can see how tiny this thing is. It just slips onto the cold shoe mount on the side of the camera cage, and it fits perfectly along with the RGB light. Now, if we take another look at this oak handle on the side, you'll notice that it has another cold shoe mount along with two 1/4-20-inch mounts. and a 3/8" mount. So you can attach multiple different things here. In my case, I decided to attach a 5" monitor. This is a monitor from Sony. I'm not sure they make these monitors anymore, but if they do, if they don't, doesn't really matter. I'll link the closest product down below in the description box. But this 5" monitor is excellent. It's touchscreen, it's bright enough for most conditions, and it's extremely sharp. It's a 1080p 5" screen. And this is a must because not only is it small, light, portable, but it's sharp, so you can easily check focus with this thing without zooming in. That's how sharp this monitor is, and of course I did a review on it as well. Along with that monitor, you want this little thing here. This is a cold shoe attachment, but this is not one of those cheaper ones, like those cheap ball heads that really just don't hold the weight really well. This one does. It's extremely stiff. So if you do decide to mount up, let's say a 7" monitor with a large battery pack, this thing can definitely compensate for that weight. And last but not least, guys, this is something that I praise every day that I have. And I've mentioned this little thing in a ton of my videos, and this is the SmallRig Toolkit. This is something that you must keep in your camera bag wherever you go because the camera cage, your camera's attachments, all need some sort of tools in order for you to attach it nice and tight, and that's exactly what this thing does. And it's very versatile. It has a Phillips head, flat head. It also has some hex keys. And again, this version that I have, this version of the SmallRig Toolkit, it's made out of oak or some sort of wood. So it has that nice high quality touch to it. So I've been using this rig ever since I had my Sony A7S III now, so for about a month or so. And this is the rig that I constantly use, especially for my cooking videos that I shoot with Chef Rush. And this is something that really works well. And of course I use my gimbal, but that's another video because I want to get more into gimbal techniques and all that other stuff. This is more of the cheaper things, the more of the basics that your camera itself needs in order for you to be more versatile and just better at your craft. And especially when it comes down to efficiency, these tools will definitely help you out. So if you found any of these tools helpful, or if you want more information on where you can find them, check out the links down below in the description box, and I'll see you guys in another video. Peace.